In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on February 29, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Milwaukee Bucks vs. Charlotte Hornets. A home-and-home series in Buzz City concludes as 2 Eastern Conference teams find themselves in contrasting situations concerning the playoff picture. The Milwaukee Bucks, currently on the road, are set to clash with the Charlotte Hornets on Thursday night. In their most recent encounter on Tuesday in Milwaukee, the Bucks secured a commanding 123-85 victory, comfortably covering the 13.5-point line as favorites. With a historical advantage of 68-60 in the regular season series, including 4 consecutive wins and 3 victories this season, the Bucks aim to complete a season sweep, while the Hornets seek to break through in their final meeting. Recent performances indicate the Milwaukee Bucks' ascendancy, having won 5 of their last 7 games. Eager for a 4th consecutive victory, they dominated the Hornets with a resounding 123-85 win on their home court. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the charge with 24 points, complemented by Damian Lillard's 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Bobby Portis contributed 21 points off the bench. The Bucks' offensive prowess was evident as they shot 51% from the field and 16 of 40 from beyond the arc. Their commanding first-half performance, outscoring the Hornets 58-26, allowed them to rest their starters early. Contrastingly, the Charlotte Hornets, previously on a hot streak with 5 wins in 6 games, suffered a setback against the Bucks on Tuesday. Despite efforts from Miles Bridges, Terrence Mann, and Brandon Miller, the Hornets faced a staggering 49-point deficit, marking their most significant loss of the season. Seth Curry and Cody Martin struggled in their shooting, contributing to the team's challenges. In terms of player availability, the Bucks are still without Khris Middleton and Andre Jackson Jr., while the Hornets approach the game with a full squad. Despite the Hornets' recent success, the front half of the home set showcased their difficulties against the Bucks, with losses by significant margins. Milwaukee, despite missing Middleton, possesses offensive weapons to capitalize on Charlotte's vulnerabilities. With the absence of Charlotte's star point guard, Paul, and arguably their top big, Williams, the Bucks are poised for another convincing victory on the road. The previous encounters in the season have seen the Bucks dominate the Hornets, winning by 31, 36, and 38 points. Despite changes in Charlotte's roster, Tuesday's match reiterated the Bucks' superiority. With Giannis and Lillard getting extra rest, the Bucks appear rejuvenated after the break, covering the spread in 5 of the last 7 games. The expectation is for the Bucks to continue their dominance with another victory at the Spectrum Center. While the Bucks have not maintained their usual consistency this season, they are currently on a successful run, exemplified by their dominant win on Tuesday. In contrast, the Hornets, after looking promising, are unlikely to change their fortune in this rematch. Hence, the Milwaukee Bucks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Milwaukee has surpassed the total in 29 of their 59 games this season, with 1 push. Their performance includes an 8th position in turnovers per game and a 5th position in pace. On the other hand, Charlotte has exceeded the total in 28 of their 58 games, standing 20th in turnovers and 19th in pace. The statistical outlook sets the stage for an intriguing matchup, with Milwaukee's efficient offense and Charlotte's defensive challenges. In their most recent matchup, the Bucks secured their most lopsided win of the season with Giannis Antetokounmpo, Damian Lillard, and Bobby Portis leading the scoring charge. The Bucks have won 6 of their last 7 against the Hornets. Despite potential letdown scenarios in the past, the Bucks, under new coach Doc Rivers, are striving for consistency. A strong defensive performance is expected, especially considering the Hornets' recent struggles to score many points. The total has gone under in the last 6 games for the Hornets. Considering the historical trend of 8 of the last 9 meetings staying under the total, the Hornets are anticipated to face offensive challenges once again. Thus, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Utah Jazz vs. Orlando Magic. The upcoming matchup on Thursday night will mark the conclusion of the season series between the Utah Jazz and the Orlando Magic. The Magic secured a victory in their initial encounter on November 2nd, prevailing 115-113 with a game-winning basket from Paolo Banchero in the closing seconds. Unfortunately, the Jazz have faced challenges in February, posting a 3-7 record for the month, including a significant defeat at the hands of the Atlanta Hawks. Notably, Utah, once positioned in the 10th spot in the Western Conference, has slipped to 11th place, trailing the Lakers and Warriors by 4 games for the coveted 10th position. In contrast, the Magic have quietly climbed the ranks in the Eastern Conference, triumphing over the Brooklyn Nets on Tuesday to secure 7th place. A victory against the Jazz could propel them further, potentially surpassing the Miami Heat and Philadelphia 76ers in the standings. The Utah Jazz find themselves mired in a challenging period, having lost 6 of their last 7 games. Their recent setback was a lopsided 124-97 defeat to the Hawks, with Colin Sexton leading the team with 22 points and 6 steals. However, the collective effort fell short, as the Jazz shot a mere 37% from the field and struggled from beyond the arc. In contrast, the Orlando Magic entered the contest in excellent form, winning 9 of their last 12 games. In their recent 108-81 triumph over the Nets, Franz Wagner spearheaded the team with 21 points and 5 assists, showcasing a balanced offensive performance. The Magic's defense played a pivotal role, limiting the Nets to just 19 points in the second quarter and dominating the third quarter with a 30-15 advantage. In terms of player availability, the Jazz faced challenges with Otto Porter Jr. ruled out and Walker Kessler listed as questionable. Meanwhile, the Magic are monitoring the status of Jonathan Isaac and Paolo Banchero, both questionable for the upcoming game. The two teams seem to be on divergent paths, with the Jazz struggling and slipping out of playoff contention, while the Magic are motivated to secure a higher seed in the Eastern Conference. The Jazz's recent performances have been inconsistent, particularly on the offensive end, as highlighted by their meager 97-point output against the Hornets. Their defensive struggles have also allowed opponents to score easily. On the other hand, the Magic, despite still figuring out their offensive strategy, boast 2 promising scorers in Banchero and Wagner. The Magic's strong defensive prowess, coupled with their ability to capitalize on the Jazz's offensive woes, positions them favorably for success in the upcoming game. The decline in the Jazz's season is evident in their recent defensive lapses and their failure to cover in 7 of their last 10 games. Conversely, the Magic, with a 19-8 straight-up record at home and an impressive 38-21 against the spread on the season, have consistently covered games, making them a reliable choice for bettors. So the Orlando Magic to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Anticipating the Magic's control of the game tempo, given their 26th rank in overall tempo, bettors should consider checking the lineups before tip-off. Despite being 23rd in offensive efficiency, the Magic rely on a deliberate offensive approach, using motion offense and half-court sets to create scoring opportunities. Their defensive strength, ranking 5th in efficiency, is expected to stymie the Jazz's offense, which sits at 16th in the league. The likelihood of a low-scoring game is emphasized by both teams going under in their past 3 games. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Hawks versus Brooklyn Nets. Underwhelming teams from the Eastern Conference are set to face each other in consecutive matchups, the first of which is scheduled for Thursday night. The teams in question are the Atlanta Hawks, with a record of 26-32, and the Brooklyn Nets, standing at 22-36. This isn't their first encounter this season, as they've already faced off twice. The initial clash ended in an overtime victory for Atlanta with a scoreline of 147-145. Followed by a subsequent 114-113 win for the Nets a few weeks later. Both of these contests took place in Georgia, whereas the upcoming pair is scheduled for Brooklyn. Examining the recent performance of the Atlanta Hawks reveals a team in decent form, having won 4 of their last 7 games overall. Their pursuit of a third consecutive victory comes on the heels of a convincing 124-97 home win against the Jazz on Tuesday. Notably, Jalen Johnson spearheaded the team's effort with an impressive stat line of 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists. Other key contributors included De'Andre Hunter with 20 points off the bench, Bogdan Bogdanovic with 19 points, and DeJounte Murray, who managed 17 points and 11 assists. The Hawks showcased a 49% shooting accuracy from the field and connected on 12 of 32 attempts from beyond the arc. The game saw them seize control early on, securing a double-digit lead that expanded further in the second half, where they accumulated a staggering 69 points. Conversely, the Brooklyn Nets find themselves in a significant slump, losing 8 of their last 10 games. Their recent woes continued with a disappointing 108-81 road defeat against the Magic on Tuesday. Dennis Schroeder led the Nets with 15 points, supported by Trendon Watford's 14 points off the bench and Nicholas Claxton's 10 points. However, the lack of double-digit scores beyond these three highlighted the team's offensive struggles. Shooting just 39% from the field and 8 of 31 from beyond the arc, the Nets failed to keep pace with the Magic from the outset. Their struggles were evident with only 19 points in the second quarter and a mere 15 points in the third. Mikal Bridges and Lonnie Walker had forgettable performances, combining for just 8 points on a combined 3 of 2 shooting from the field. The Hawks are currently grappling with the absence of key players Trae Young and Onyeka Okongwu, while the Nets continue to miss Cam Thomas. Despite Young's absence in the last 2 games, the Hawks showcased a revitalized defense, holding both opponents to under 100 points. Remarkably, the team managed to maintain an average of over 117 points per game in these matchups, showcasing their resilience in the face of Young's 26 points per game. The Nets, on the other hand, have struggled to reach the 100-point mark in 5 of their last 6 games. The absence of Cam Thomas, due to an ankle injury, will further test the Nets' offensive capabilities on Thursday night. The Hawks seem unfazed by Trae Young's absence, demonstrating resilience by holding 2 consecutive opponents below the 100-point threshold. This defensive prowess is noteworthy considering it's a departure from their usual performance. In contrast, the Nets have faced offensive challenges, failing to breach the 100-point mark in 6 of their last 10 outings. The key to victory for Atlanta lies in replicating their strong defensive performances. Throughout the season, the Hawks have been held to under 100 points only 3 times. Additionally, they hold an advantage in rebounding and turnovers. Heading into this matchup, the Hawks are in a favorable position, securing 2 consecutive wins, including a convincing victory against the Jazz. In contrast, the Nets are enduring their worst slump of the season, marked by a 37-point loss to the Magic in their recent outing. Despite the home advantage for the Brooklyn Nets and the absence of Trae Young for the Atlanta Hawks, the current form favors the latter. The Hawks have secured victories in their last 2 games, showcasing better overall performance. The Nets, on the other hand, have suffered 8 losses in their last 10 games, accumulating a 25-30-3 against the spread record for the season. Given these factors, placing points on the Nets seems unwise. Consequently, the Atlanta Hawks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Anticipating a continuation of the Hawks' defensive strength, it's plausible that this game will mark the 3rd consecutive instance where the opposition is held below 100 points. The Nets' offensive struggles, evident in their transition under a new coaching staff, have seen them average just 99 points per game in the last 10 matchups. Notably, Brooklyn ranks 28th in overall field goal percentage and sits at 17th in fast break points, while the Hawks have managed to score over 117 points per game in the absence of Young. Maintaining such an offensive pace without their leading scorer presents a considerable challenge. With these considerations, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.